guys, happy Friday. I hope you're having a fantastic week, and if you're not, I hope this video cheers you up slightly and that your weekend is brilliant. Today, I'm going to tell you the 10 books that gave me the biggest book hangovers. This is a topic that I've wanted to cover for quite a while because book hangovers are a huge issue for me. I will read an amazing book that'll get me out of a book slump, but then it'll instantly put me back into one because it's so good that I'm like, I can't find another book that is as good as this book. But I've managed. I'm currently in a bit of a reading slump because I've just finished Empire of Storms by Sir J. Maas, and yeah, that book was amazing, but it was also an incredibly bad book hangover starter. It's not... If you haven't read the Throne of Glass series, you really need to because it's fantastic, and Empire of Storms is probably my favourite in the series. It is amazing. Anyway, I'm just going to start. Number 10, Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. This book is nothing like I've read before. It's so diverse. The story is amazing. Alwyn's writing is just mind-blowingly beautiful. I read this book really fast, and I need Traitor to the Throne right now because this book put me in such a book hangover. It means a lot to me. This book is brilliant. There's a lot of themes explored in this book that I loved, and I just really enjoyed the fact that it was diverse. I'm not going to go too much into it because I know it's a really deep topic, but we need more diversity in YA, and this book is brilliant because the main character is a diverse person, and I loved it. I love this book so much, and if you haven't read Alwyn's work, go out and buy it now because it's fantastic. Also, look at the cover. It's gorgeous. Number 9, This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. This book is mind-blowing. Honestly, I love the concept. It's so different, and refreshing to see a YA book that doesn't really have much romance in it. There's sexual tension, like a lot of it, but it is brilliant to see that there's a male and a female main character and they don't have any romance, and I love that part of this book. The concept and the idea behind this book is really original as well. I love the whole monsters idea and that monsters come from bad things that people do, and I love that. I think that the idea that there's a consequence more than what happens is really brilliant, and Victoria's writing is perfect and beyond beautiful. So yes, if you haven't read this or any of Victoria's books, you really should. They're brilliant. Number 8 is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, the first book in the Dark Artifices series. This book is gorgeous. It's written really well. It's a Cassandra Clare book. Of course it's going to be written really well. It's quite different to her other series. Obviously it's still set in the Shadowhunter world, but we're set around a different group of characters. It's wonderful, and the ending to this book, I'm going to struggle a lot to explain these books because the book hangover reason for these is the majority of it is the endings of them, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but the ending to this book had me sobbing. I was beyond distraught. It's amazing and gorgeous, and honestly Cassandra Clare's writing is brilliant. So if you have not read this, or if you have not read her other series, because I advise to read all of the others before you read this one, go out and do it because they're brilliant. Number 7 is Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. This is a recent read for me. I have recently finished this, and oh my goodness, I love the whole series, the idea, the writing, everything. Laini's writing is just beyond beautiful, and I was in love with the characters instantly, all of them, and it was just very difficult to let go. And as I was getting closer and closer to the end of this, I was getting more and more upset, not because the story was upsetting, which it was a very heartbreaking story, and it was a very beautiful story, but because it was coming to an end and I was like, I don't have any more Laini Taylor books for a while. I don't have any more Laini Taylor until Strange the Dreamer comes out, and I need more of her writing. I need more of her world building, her everything, and it's just so gorgeous. And this caused a very big book hangover until Empire of Storms came out. So yeah, it's a monster as well. So it took me a while. I listened to the majority of it as an audiobook because I had listened to Daughter of Smoke and Bone and Days of Blood and Starlight as audiobooks, and I wanted to finish the series that way, and I think it was a really good really good way to go. So if you haven't read these, I definitely recommend that you should. They're brilliant. Number 6 is none other than Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I am sad to say that I haven't read the Grisha trilogy. I really need to get around to it because I adore this book. I haven't read Crooked Kingdom yet either. It's sitting on my shelf, taunting me, telling me I need to read it, but I was needing to finish Empire of Storms, and I will get to this. I will get to Crooked Kingdom eventually. This book is gorgeous inside and out. It's really well written. The characters are so brilliant. Leigh's writing is just mind-blowing. I love it so much, and honestly, the world that this is set in is just so original and so unique that I'm honestly mind-blown by it. It's gorgeous. If you have not read these, then you really should, and come back and talk to me about them because they are fantastic. Number 5 is another Cassandra Clare book, and it is Clockwork Princess. This is the third book in the Infernal Devices trilogy. This is the historical one that she's written, and this is my favourite of the three trilogies so far. The three series so far. I am obsessed with the characters in this book, and this book caused me a massive book hangover that I'm still probably not completely recovered from. It's been out for nearly 4 years and I'm not out of it yet. It's ridiculous. The ending to this book, I was sobbing is a thing, and then there's me causing a river of tears, and that is what I was like with this. Honestly, it was heartbreaking. It was gorgeous. It was such an amazing conclusion to a trilogy. I want more, though it's not good. I'm so excited for The Last Hours, which is meant to be these characters' children, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I just need more of these characters. Even if it's not them at this age, I want more of them at any age, just more of the characters. It's such a gorgeous book, and Cassandra Clare outdid herself with this one, and honestly I'm so excited for more. Number 4 is Erafire by Sarah J. Maas. I was going to put Empire of Storms here, but it's a recent finish, so I haven't been able to feel the effects of the book hangover yet. But this one, oh my goodness. I read this when it came out, basically as soon as it came out, and I was instantly in a book hangover. I read this in 2 days, which it's quite a big book, and I'm a slow reader, so it was quite impressive for me. I am obsessed with Sarah J. Maas's writing. I'm obsessed with her world building. I'm obsessed with her characters, and honestly, Erafire, if Empire of Storms wasn't out yet, it would be my favourite book of all time. It's so amazing. It's so well written, and there's so much in it that is just so heartbreaking, and just watching the characters' development throughout it just hurts, okay? And I was in a book hangover from finishing this until Queen of Shadows came out, and honestly it's gorgeous, and I don't really know what else to say that isn't spoilery. It's brilliant. Go and read the Throne of Glass series, or go and read anything by Sarah J. Maas. They're perfect and brilliant, and the characters are amazing. And then come back and discuss them with me, because they are my favourite books. Okay? Number 3 is Keeper by Kim Chance. I don't have a physical copy of this book because it's not published yet. I don't know when it's going to be published. I don't know anything about that. It's very it's still in the works as far as I know, but I was lucky enough to read it as a beta reader for Kim back in April, and honestly it's mind-blowing. Keeper is about a young girl, Lainey, who finds out that she is the heir of a keeper witch clan thing. I'm really bad at explaining books. Basically, Lainey is a keeper, which means that she is in control and she needs to look after the grimoire, that is a book of spells of witches. She finds out through many different events, many different weird circumstances, that she is a witch herself. It's wonderfully written. I was glued to my screen because obviously I was reading it on my laptop. I was glued to my screen from the first word, and it's amazing. The characters are well-rounded and amazing people. They don't feel like characters, they felt like my best friends. They're gorgeous and fabulous. Kim had me crying, laughing, wanting to throw my laptop across the room. I was amazed by it, and honestly I cannot wait until this book is out, because it will be out. I don't care what other people say, this book will be published at some point. I don't know when, but it will be. I'm very, very excited for it, and honestly, once it's out, guys, you have to go and read it because it is brilliant. Number 2 is Ice Like Fire by Sarah Rash. I have now officially got Frost Like Night. I can never say that title. I have now officially got Frost Like Night, which is the third and final in this trilogy. I read these as audiobooks. I listened to them as audiobooks, and they are amazing. The end to Ice Like Fire was... I just couldn't cope. I finished it and then I was like, okay, now I need the next one. And I didn't have the next one. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life now. It was such a dilemma. I am lost. I don't know what to do without that world. And my Amazon decided to be stupid, and then I had pre-ordered Frost Like Night instantly, and I needed it. And then I got an email the day before it was coming out saying, we aren't going to be able to deliver your book until the 19th of October or something like that. And I was like, but that's like a whole month after it's out. What are you doing to me? I can't deal. And then it came through the post earlier than the 19th of October, obviously. And I now have it, but I'm also really scared to start it. I don't want to know, but I also do need to know, if that makes sense. I hope you understand me. Like, I don't want it to end, but I want to know where everything goes. It's a dilemma. There's a lot of turmoil going on right now for me going, I need to start it, but I need to not start it. I can't let it end yet. But yes, if you haven't read these are one of my favourite series as well. The characters are brilliant and the idea is fabulous. Snow Like Ashes, which is the first one in the trilogy, basically sets the story that Mira, the main character, she has abilities, basically. The world is set and split up into different areas. There's 4 seasons and 4 rhythm continents. I don't really know what they're classed as. And Mira and that are of winter, and basically the leader and king of spring at the start 13 years ago invaded winter and destroyed the majority of winter. The 13 of them, I think it's 13, it's probably not 13, but the people that we revolve around ran away from winter, survived the attack, and they are trying to build up a rebellion to get winter back. The Snow Like Ashes is so well written. I was on the edge of my seat, and there's a lot of plot twists that you do not see coming. I might just be blind to plot twists because I've been told that I am, but I didn't see any of them coming. They're really well written, and Sarah's writing is just gorgeous. So if you haven't read them, I really advise that you do. They're brilliant and they're so refreshing, and I just love the idea behind them all, and it's high fantasy, so you can't get much better than that in my opinion. So yes, Snow Like Ashes, Ice Like Fire, and Frost Like Night, got it right that time, are now all out, and I really recommend them. Last but not least, number 1. I'm guessing a lot of you already know which one this is going to be, but Akamath, or A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This book, I don't really have time to talk about it with how much I love this book, but it is amazing. I can't spoiler anything because the whole idea, the whole fact that I am book hungover because of this book is because of the plot, so I can't tell you. I am in love with this world. The Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy that it's going to be I know is going to be fantastic. It's going to be heartbreaking, I can already tell, but it is also going to be magnificent. I love the characters that are explored, and I love everything about the world. This book ends at a massive cliffhanger, and I'm just like, no, you can't do that to me. I need book 3 now. There's at one point where you get to close to the end, like about here, and you're like, oh, it's all resolved, but we still have about 100 pages left. What's going to happen? And then shit goes down, and then you've got like 5 pages left, and you're like, nothing's going to happen, everything's going to end in shit. It ends in shit, and then you don't know what to do with your life. Obviously, I read this as soon as it came out, which was in May. I am still hungover from this book. I have no idea what I'm going to do once the last book in the trilogy ends, because that's the end of the characters and I can't cope. It's not good. I have a problem. Akamath is my undoing. It's brilliant. I love Rhys so much. He's brilliant. Feyre's amazing. Sarah's writing is amazing. So yes, read Sarah J. Maas's books. That is your homework. Read them. Go and read them now. They're brilliant. If you haven't read them, go and read them. They're all amazing. Okay, so that was my 10 books that gave me the biggest hangovers. I think I just rambled on about how much I loved these books. They all caused horrendous hangovers. I literally finished each one of them and then didn't really know what to do with my life after finishing them. Yeah, that's them. If you do this video, tag me so I can see it, because I like to know which books have caused you emotional pain, because it's fun. Anyway, that's me done for this week. I will see you next Friday with another video. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and maybe like this video. It really helps me out. Thank you for watching. See you again. Bye, guys.